Hey, you.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, my name is Tim.
And I am Zaixian. David.
Today we're going to talk about the topic, different English accents around the world, okay? But just a quick note for you guys. My accent may not sound the same as real life. It may be exaggerated in parts. Exaggerated means quasi, okay? So, we'll start off with North American accent. Well, yeah.
Okay, North American English is relatively homogeneous.
Okay. When I say homogeneous, I mean like in America, there's lots of different kinds of accent in America itself. They've got like the Ebonic English is like black English, like yo, what's up, like this kind of English, or like Southern Texas, howdy yo, yeah, this kind of English, right? So, but today I'm only gonna mention the North American accent, okay?
Okay, Americans tend to roll their tongue in place of a T and replace the T with an E.
So, like for example, the word little, Americans don't say little, they go like little, little. Okay? Like Italy, no Italy, Italy. Competitive, competitive.
And then really roll their tongues when pronouncing words with the letter R in there.
So, for example, this number, which I think is supposed to be pronounced as 4, they don't go 4. Americans like tend to roll their tongue with the R, they elongate the R as like 4. So yeah.
Yeah. But there's an N and T. They tend to leave out of the T.
So for example, winter, they say winter. 20, they say 20. Next, we're going to talk about British accent. Okay, here we go.
The British accent is analogous to the Beijing accent for Mandarin Chinese. Okay. Compared to the American accent when speaking informally, the British tend to swallow the T.
So for example, when they say British, English don't go British, they go British. Like letter.
British.
British go little. Waiting, waiting. Little, little. Yeah.
Whoa.
There's a fourth accent where the A is elongated.
So when I say when A is elongated, it means like, okay, let's talk about posh. Okay, posh, what is posh? Posh are those like higher class British people, which like they settle in the south of the British area. So when they speak, when we say ask, they don't go ask, they go like ah. When they say grass, they say gra.
Wow.
When they say grass, they say gra.
Oh.
When they say cat, they say paw.
In Scotland, even the English don't understand that.
Okay, Scotland is part of UK, so yeah, I took this into account. So, for example, when British say, I'm a little bit cold, like I mean Americans say I'm a little bit cold, the Scottish will say, I'm a wee bit cool. And when they say like, how old are you? They don't go, how old are you? They say like, how old are you?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Like, I'm 13. It doesn't even sound I'm 13 at all. It sounds like I'm 15. Sounds like 15. Okay. Anyway, yeah, next. This is Cantonese accent. Okay, well, Cantonese, I mean, like English is not their mother tongue. I mean, like not their native language. So basically, they don't speak like English as well as Americans or British. Okay, so they speak English as if they're speaking in Cantonese.
Hong Kong English is heavily influenced by British English due to the long period of British rule. As Hong Kong is a very continuous speaking society, the pronunciation of English contains many continuous features.
Okay. Next, Hong Kong English can sound monotone, as you can see, okay? And with periods of drawn-out syllables. What do I mean by monotone? I'm going to read like this first line over here. Hong Kong sounds like this. Hong Kong English is heavily influenced by British English due to the long period of British rule. They sound like all monotone, okay? But when I say drawn out syllables, it's like, let's say, when someone goes like, hey, where do you want to go? I want to go to the... They go like suddenly, like they drawn out the syllables all of a sudden. Okay? So you go like, oh, I want to go toilet. Okay. So, Cantonese also have difficulty pronouncing V. When in a word, when there's a V, they tend to pronounce it as W. So example, Vince. They don't say Vince, they go like, Vince. And you go, Vince. So, I'm pretty sure there's no Cantonese that has the name Vince, I guess. And, next, like the brand Louis Vuitton, because Cantonese can say V, right? They don't say Louis Vuitton. They made an acronym for Louis Vuitton. They say LV, which makes it easier for them to read it, okay? But they don't say LV. As I told you, they don't pronounce V, right? They go like, what's it? They go, LV. So yeah. And they also have difficulty pronouncing the TH sound. And when you go like, how many people? They go, three. Like, what? 3, 4? I don't know. 3 people. Yeah. So they have difficulty pronouncing TH and V, and they sound monotone. Next, Singaporean accent. Okay. The Singaporean accent, which is also known as Singlish in Singapore, okay, is unique compared to any other Asian accent. Why? Because they have a unique rhythm, and they add in like expressional words in a sentence, which basically it's good because you can tell like what their emotions is like during that time, right? So like when I say expressional words, I mean like stuff like one, ba, da, ta, me, or whatever it is. Yeah. So when you add the one, it shows something belongs to them. Like for example, America, go like, hey, is this yours? I go, yeah, it's mine. Singapore, no. It's like, is this yours? Of course, my one lah. And go like, what? And the ba and the la, just to show that they're annoyed. So like when Americans wait for you to go like, hey, can you hurry up? And then Singaporeans know, when they go like faster, they go like, faster lah, faster lah. And they're really stressed out like waiting for you, okay?
Oh my god.
And the ka and the man is basically the ma in Chinese. It ends in a question, okay? It's like when they go like, have you eaten? No, they don't say have you eaten. They go like, you eat already, man. Eat already, ka. All this, that. Then the liao is basically the le in Chinese, which means already in English. So like, let's say, have you eaten? Eat liao lah. But the liao comes in the end, like eat already. But I don't know, it sounds grammatically wrong. I don't get it. And the comes at the beginning of the speech, just to keep you alert for the next sentence. Like when you want to tell you a story, then we go like, hey, I'm going to tell you a story. This. No, they don't. They go like, hey, I tell you and then they stop for like a few seconds, and you're like, oh, go on, then keep going. So they just stop, okay? I'm going to use all of this to read the first sentence. So when normally they go, Americans, they call it American, they go like Singaporean accent, otherwise. No. The Singaporean will say like, hey, listen. The Singaporean accent, otherwise known as Singlish, is unique compared to other accents lah. It's been a unique idiom, ayo.
哎呦，你自己加的吧？快点咩 ！Faster！
I'm gonna like think as if I'm Italian. I'm gonna read all of this in Italian, okay? And in Italian accent. I'm Italian. Italiano was generally emphasis on second to the last syllables. Italian tend to carry this emphasis over to their English speech. Why do I say this? Because we speak Italiano, so when we speak Italiano, when we speak English, we tend to bring out the Italian accent out of the English, so we speak the same. Okay, next. We Italiano elongate short vowels. For example, when they say feel, we go like feel. When we go like put, they go like ooh. They just elongate the whole thing. Okay. And our tongue hit the back of our teeth when we speak. For example, there. They go like, damn. Okay, this is off topic, okay? If any one of you has like seen Russell Peter, I don't know, if anyone's seen Russell Peter before? No one?
What?
Okay. Anyway, I've seen it in the video. Okay? If any one of you is going to Italy, okay? Never do this sign in Italy, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
This in Italy stands for what the F. You know, what the
Hey!
Don't ever do this in Italy. Okay?
Ah.
This, okay. They're gonna like, anyway. Oh, this is my favorite part. Indian accent. Indian. Okay. Indian accent is like British English spoken in a weird rhythm. Like, it's basically British English, but they sound like to the whole time. Okay? So, Indian, okay. I'm going to read this sentence with the Indian accent. They roll your tongue and put emphasis on the wrong syllables of the word. They use strong vowel sounds when other English accents would not. What do I mean by this? Because when people say like, hello, Indians don't go like, hello. They go like, hello! Yeah. And there's this like weird motion and that shake. I'm not doing it on purpose. I mean like, they do it in real life, okay? And the speed at which particular syllables and words are spoken vary compared to American and British English. What does this mean? Okay, let's say when an American went to American and asked for a number, you go like, what's your number? You go like, my number is like 212-555-3256. Okay? And Indian, they have this weird rhythm. They go really, really slow at the beginning, and they go faster in the middle, and then they just run throughout the whole end. So like, hey Indian, what's your number? You want my number? Okay, I give you my number. My number 212-355-3256. They go really fast. And you know what is this in India? In India, this is, you want to eat? So imagine an Italian guy went to an Indian restaurant and go like, hey! And then the Indian guy will go, hey, the buffet is over there. Because the Italian, like, they want to like mock the Indians. So yeah, basically, yeah, you get me. Some of you, yeah. And I've mentioned quite a number of like accents, right? So basically, there's like Indian accent, Singaporean, American, British, all kinds of accents. But the, like let's say Cantonese accent, Singaporean accent, Indian accent, they don't sound as good as American and British English. Why? Because their native language is not English, and they don't speak English since when they're born. Okay, since the time they're born, and basically they sound the same way as their native language. Like Indian for Hindi, they just sound like Hindi when speaking English. And like Italian, it sounds like Italian, okay? So, you get me. So let's say, for example, when an American comes and learns our language, Mandarin Chinese, they find difficulty. So when they like speak in Chinese, they basically sound as if they're speaking in English. For example, like this, like one sentence over here, simple sentence. I'm gonna have this my Taiwanese friend here. Gonna read this sentence for me.
你好吗？最近过得好不好？我中文不好，所以来台湾学中文。
See? It sounds great, right? But when Americans try to read this, it sounds so English. They go like, 你好吗？最近过得好不好啊？我中文不好，所以来台湾学中文。So yeah, you get me? It sounds as if you're speaking English. So my point of this presentation is that every Taiwanese know that it doesn't matter what accent you speak, okay? Don't be afraid just because your accent is not as good as American or British English, and like because you're afraid and then you don't speak English. That's why. What I'm saying is like because you didn't grow up speaking in an English society, so basically you can't speak English as good as Americans. And no matter how hard us Asians try to speak, we'll never be able to speak as good as them. So what I'm saying is, speak in English. It doesn't matter how you sound, how good you sound, how bad you sound. I don't care, because Americans can understand you. No matter you use Taiwanese accent, what accent whatsoever, they can get you. It's the same freaking language. So Yeah.